an old man shuffled past me there must be about 10 minutes ago now, and I'm looking down the path, and he's now about 25 meters away from me. But it's good to see an old man out with his Zigger frame, exercising his legs, making sure his leg muscles don't atrophy, getting the blood circulating to his legs. Because these days I see so many people in mobility scooters and wheelchairs, and sometimes you'll see them standing up and taking 2 steps to a table in a cafe, and they sit down, and then they get up from the table and then get back into the mobility scooter. So they're capable of standing and they're capable of walking a bit, but they don't exercise their legs. So kudos to that old man. I'll get back to that Garron Noone fiasco. I was thinking earlier how he could have avoided receiving a lot of flack from the spiteful mutants. And I came to the conclusion that there was no way he could have avoided flack, even in his watered down rhetoric, saying that Ireland, the government, should stop for a minute and think about this, we're bringing in way too many people, etc. The only way he could have avoided that would have been if he'd said that diversity was great, the Irish are racist. As an Irish man, I believe that we Irish people are racist, and it's great that we're being replaced in our one and only homeland. Diversity means that the community is a more vibrant place, a richer place, yada yada yada. What I mean is he'd have to get down on his belly like a worm and lick the boots of the NGOs and all the establishment hacks and big business. If you're going to broach the topic of mass immigration from the third world, the third worldization of your country, import the third world, become the third world, if you're going to broach the topic of the lowering of the standard of living for the majority of people in your country, you're not going to get away with it. No matter how measured you try to be, no matter how diplomatic you try to be, you're not going to get away with it. And I wouldn't be surprised if someone like that Noone guy was contacted by business interests, associates, who'd say to him, we saw your recent video, and we love your material. We think you're a superstar, and we think you're going to be a megastar in the foreseeable future. But that last video of yours, it kind of went down like a lead balloon, because you've insulted so many people, and you've insulted our progressive values. You might take down the video. What's that? Oh, you took it down. Oh, well, that's a start, I guess. But you'll have a lot more to do to show that you're sorry. You'll have to do a lot more than that. You'll have to beg. You'll have to tell your fans what we tell you to tell your fans. Maybe you're going to have to meet certain people, get your photo taken with certain people, to show that you're on our side, which is the winning side. Of course, I'm not saying this happened to Noone, but I'm saying this is the kind of thing that could happen to someone who steps off the reservation, the kosher reservation, the plantation. Right, I want to talk about Stevo Timothy. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I want to talk about Sir Stevo Timothy. So this morning on Twitter, a tweet by Sir Stevo Timothy entered my feed. Now, I haven't seen a tweet from this guy in a long time, fortunately, but this morning his nonsense, his attention seeking entered my feed. Now, let me say that a few years ago on my old channel, which was taken down, not by myself, by YouTube, I made a video. I was sitting outside a pub having a pint. I wasn't driving, by the way, and I just made a very short video. I think it was like 3 minutes long, and I said that some friends from time to time, 2 friends actually, from time to time would send me clips of an Irish guy, and it was seemingly comedy, so they told me, and I didn't find it funny. It was just a guy speaking in a weird way, saying sticks and stones instead of sticks and stones. That seemed to be the level of the comedic genius that was behind it. And I thought, this is bargain basement stuff. This is just terrible. I really have to question my friends' opinions here. Are my friends total morons that they like this brain dead material? So I had to question my friends about this. I was close to telling my friends to stop sending me clips like these from Sir Stevo Timothy, because I found them painful to watch. Couldn't watch them through, even though the clips were only a few minutes long. But yeah, I made a short video a few years ago, sitting outside a pub, drinking, not driving, and I just said, does anyone find Sir Stevo Timothy funny? Because I said I don't find him funny, and that was really the crux of the video. Well, mamma mia. A few hours later, the flying monkeys attacked my channel. They attacked that video. It got downvoted. It got downvoted a few hundred times, I think. So obviously someone had seen it and reported it to whatever fan club, and the channel was being sabotaged in a way. The video was being sabotaged. People were getting very irate with me for saying, how dare I say I didn't find Sir Stevo Timothy's material funny? How dare I? All sorts of insults came my way because I didn't like what they liked, you know. I'm guessing these would be the same individuals who would have worn a face mask when they were sitting alone in their house or driving alone in their car. I'd say you're talking about the same fleshpots. But anyway, I digress, as I am wont to do. I'll have to move down and I'll have to finish up this video. Yeah, so I saw a tweet from Sir Stevo Timothy. It came into my feed. Let me read it to you and we'll finish up this recording that's been longer than I had planned. This is his tweet. Quote, "People are asking me to weigh in on the whole Garron Noone thingy. and I will. But I done the adult thing. Then he has in brackets, that's a first. And texted him to check if he's okay first. Same as me, he suffers from panic disorder and, like me, has been through it all. I know firsthand what it's like to be targeted by a mob. And believe me, it can destroy you, unquote. So let me say this to Sir Stevo Timothy. You're brave, sir, and you're stunning. Brave and stunning. You can't be stunning without brave, and you can't be brave without stunning. You're a brave and stunning individual. Right, just getting into this tweet. People are asking me, right? So, yeah. You know, probably Flying Monkey's asking you for your opinion. So he's letting his audience know, he's letting the world know that it was the people, you know, it was the people. The people have spoken. The people have spoken and they want me to give an opinion. All right. And then he says he did the adult thing, but due to his bad grammar, he says, I done the adult thing. Right. Mixing up his past participle with his past simple. Anyway, what can you do? What can you do? So yeah, he says he did the adult thing. He checked with him because he texted him. He texted him, which means, unlike you normies out there, Sir Stevo Timothy has Garron Noone's personal phone number. So, you know, this is what it's like when you're a celebrity, guys. You can contact other celebrities because you have their numbers, you know. So yeah, he texted him. He texted him and asked first for his permission. He asked for his permission before he gave his 2 cents, you know. This guy's a true gentleman, you know. He didn't send out this tweet because he's a fucking attention whore. He didn't do it for that reason, Sir Stevo Timothy. No. He did it because people asked him to do it, and then he did the other thing. He texted the guy because he's a celebrity and he knows other celebrities and he has their phone numbers because he's a big guy, Sir Stevo Timothy. And I was reading this tweet and was like, right, where is the attention-seeking whoredom going to come in here? Where is it going to come in? And it does come in at the end. He says, same as me, same as me, he suffers from panic disorder and, like me, has been through it all. I know firsthand what it's like to be targeted by a mob, and believe me, it can destroy you. Well, it obviously didn't destroy you, Sir Stevo Timothy, because you're still pumping out your attention-seeking tweets and all the rest of it. Yeah. But why am I talking about Sir Stevo Timothy? Why am I talking about a tweet of his that he sent out recently? Well, it's because any tweet I have seen from this individual, it seems to always be talking about how he's a victim, how he's a shrinking violet in a dangerous world, in a world gone mad. So Stevo Timothy, he's just the eternal victim. You know, depression, anxiety, you know. So the reason for making this video is, are people who are constantly talking about depression and anxiety, are they serving the nation? Are they lifting people's spirits? You know, these influencers. To conclude, is Sir Stevo Timothy an asset? Or is he a liability?